there, this is Tiffany from the Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft team, and today I wanted to show you how I created this cute watercolored animal stack for this birthday card I created for Lon Fawn's 5th birthday bash on the web. And I used my most favorite coloring medium, and that is our Art Grip Aquarelle watercolor pencils. They are amazing. They actually come in 45 different colors, so you can definitely get a good variety to match your projects. They're completely water soluble, so they will glide onto any wet surface, and they also are waterproof once they're dry, which makes it easy to add layers and depth to your projects. And I love that they're triangular shaped because they're not falling off my workstation. Leads don't break. They're actually encased in this awesome wood, and there's glue all around the lead. That way they don't break when you sharpen them. And I also love that they're light fast. So if I leave this card in the sun, my colors aren't going to fade. So let's get to the good part. I'm going to show you how to color with them. Let's begin. The first thing you want to do is stamp your images, and I love using this Strathmore watercolor paper. It's 140 pounds and it comes in a pad. And when you use these to color a stamped image, you want to make sure that you're using a waterproof or archival ink. This is the Stampers Big Brush pen in black, so it is permanent once it's dry. You just use it to brush the ink over the stamp. And there's your image. So go ahead and repeat that step with all of the stamps that you want in your animal stamp, your animal stack. So I have all my animals for my animal stack stamped with this Stampers Big Brush pen in black, and I'm going to start with the hippo, which is the biggest image. And one of the other things I love about these is that you can get as much precision with them as you would like a colored pencil, or as much blending as you want, like a traditional watercolor that you might get in a tube or in a pod form. I always like to color the contrast, so like the darker lines first, and then I color in the rest of my shape or animal using strokes that are similar to the shapes in that object or animal. And now you can just use a wet paintbrush, or this is the deluxe water brush. The water is stored in this barrel, and you just blend those pigments. So you can see that the pigments really come alive when you add the water. That's because they're completely water soluble. And I like to blend the darker contrasted lines first, and then I bring in that color so that it looks like a natural shaded area throughout the rest of the object. And while it's still wet, you can layer on another little color, like a rosy hippo cheek, just like that. If you wanted to add more contrast, just go back once it's dry or while it's still wet, and you can add more layers and contrast. So now I'm going to move to the otter. And another thing I love about these is that you can get a lot of precision. So you see my turtle, it has a lot of little details. You can sharpen these as pointy as you want, and you can really get into those lines. And then just use a fine paintbrush to control the flow of water and the direction. And there you go. Now you just set this aside and you let it dry. So here are my images, and this is what it looks like once it's die cut and stacked up. But once they're completely dry, you can take it up a step further and enhance it even more by getting your Texture Gems ice liner and adding some dimension to some of the objects. Beautiful thing about these Art Grip Aquarelles is that they're permanent once they're dry, so you can go ahead and add these mediums on top. And the Texture Gems ice liner tip is extremely precise, so you can get even those little details like the ribbon and the party hat. And there you go. Again, this was Tiffany from the Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft team showing you how I created this cute animal stack birthday card using my favorite coloring medium, the Art Grip Aquarelle watercolor pencils. Thanks for watching.